Come over here. Turn this thing on. Nope, that's not what I want. Nope. Whoops. All right, let's see if we can make it work. Sorry again to the people online for all the time we're taking with this. You can go back to my computer. Okay, looks like we're up there. Good. .1. Set that down there. And the first thing we need to do for 3.1 is turn back to the reading material on page 109 and write on your little card some notes. And the first thing you write is conjunction. And what does conjunction? And what's the symbol? What does that symbol look like? From the past chapter, what's that symbol look like? And? That's and. And the second one on page 109 you put on your card is disjunction. And that's or. Okay? Then you turn the page. Then negation. Put on your card negate. P is tilde P, not P. Bottom of page 110 in your notes. That says P and Q, and then I put not P and Q is equivalent to not P or not Q. You like that one? Are you already wanting to count to 3? Then go ahead and do it. And then write on your notes. TS. Then I'll give you another one. The next one is P or Q. See how I read that? Or P or Q, and not P or Q is equivalent to not P and not Q. Go ahead and write TS by that one too. And remember, what's the title of chapter 3? Page 110 up in the left-hand corner. Logic. But notice it's spelled with a capital L. Are you ready for this? Capital L logic does not match the small L logic that you carry around in your head. And that's why I'm having you write these notes down. And some of you have already decided capital L logic is just stupid. So you go TS, that's stupid. TS, that's stupid. And get it out of your system so you can go ahead and do the work. Okay. You say, who thought that up? Page 111, a guy named De Morgan, some Frenchman. Got another one for you. Let's see how this works. On page 112. You're supposed to be putting these notes on your little index card because you're going to need it to do the homework as well as to take the test. All A's are B's. To negate it, you say, if I say all the students in this class are freshmen, then to negate that statement, all you would have to say is some are not. See, all A's are B's. To negate that, you say some A's are not B's. But it doesn't matter what you put in there. You follow that? That's how you negate. So when someone says all are, I say, if I can find one exception, then I've just negated your statement. And the second thing is no A's are B's. To negate that, you put, if no A's are B's, then would that be the same as saying all A's are not B's? If no A's are B's, is that the same as saying all A's are not B's? And how would I negate all A's are not B's? Some A's are B's. So no A's are B. To negate it, I go some are. You see that? In the little box there? Okay. You got that in your notes? We're ready to work some problems. I've got my little note card right here, stuck in chapter 3.1, and I'll keep adding to it as we work through here. In problem 1 through 8. Determine whether each sentence is a statement and classify each statement as simple or compound. Number 1, circles are dreamy. True or false? Depends on who you ask, right? Say that again. Page 114, exercise 3.1, problem 1. Circles are dreamy. True or false? Depends on who you are. So if we can't determine whether it's true or false, is 1 a statement? No. A statement, from back on page 107, it's a statement if you can determine if it's true or false. So 1 is not a statement. So there's nothing else to do, because if it was a statement, I would have to classify it as simple or compound. Question 2. Lemons and oranges are citrus fruits. True or false?
True.
Say, I don't know, but it could be determined, couldn't it? You could look them up on the internet. So what does that make 2? Is 2 a statement or not a statement? It's a statement. Now, is it simple or compound? That's on page 108, if you go back and look at your reading. Simple or compound? From page 108, what is 2? If it says lemons are citrus fruit, that would be a simple one. If it said oranges are citrus fruits, that would be simple. When it says lemons and oranges are citrus fruit, that makes it what? Compound. You need to put that on your card too? Put it on your card. Now, if it is compound, give its components. What are the components?
Lemons and oranges.
Lemons and oranges are the 2 components. Number 3. No, that's yours. I'll leave it for you. Number 4. Apples are citrus fruits. Is that a statement? Okay, apples are citrus fruits. True or false? Is that false? Do all of you who know your fruit know that apples are not citrus? So, is that a statement? Yes, it's a false statement. You say, well, they shouldn't be making false statements in a math book. That bothers me. Well, get over it, because they're going to make false statements all day long. Your job is to determine whether it's a statement or it's not a statement. Okay, if it's a statement, then classify it as simple or compound. What do you think it is?
Simple.
Simple. Everybody see why? It just says one thing. Compound statements say more than one thing. It's a simple statement. Number 6, walk a mile.
Not a statement.
True or false? You can't make that determination, so it's not a statement. Number 8, today is Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. True or false? Today is Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. True or false?
True. That is not. It's a statement.
What's today? I don't know. Had a bad weekend. It's Monday and tomorrow is Tuesday. So 8 is false. But is it a statement? Because you can determine whether it's true or false. Now, since it's a statement, is it a simple statement or a compound statement? Because it has more than one part. You follow the thinking? Well, then we're ready for conjunctions, disjunctions, and negations. Do you like learning the language of logic? Number 10. Oh, in problems 9 through 16, write each statement in symbolic form. So number 10. Logic is a required subject for lawyers, and that's "are" represents that phrase. "Are," but not for most engineers. Logic is required subject for lawyers. Now, how do I say "but not"? For most engineers, not for engineers. Everybody see that? I've got "are" and "not engineers." What do I put in between? I only have two choices. What are the two choices on my card? Conjunction or disjunction. So it's either going to be "and" or. You follow me? Which would it be? "Are" but not "e"? Would that be "and" or? And. You need to put that in your notes. Whenever you see the word something but something else, that's "and." But is a conjunction. So it's always translated as "and." I have a note at the bottom of page 14 in my book that says, "But, nevertheless," what else? "However, all equal and." There's a whole bunch of words in the English language that we can use that are all translated as "and," which is a conjunction. So that's the symbolic way of writing statement number 10. Number 12. Snoopy is not an aviator, not A, or the Sopwith Camel is an airplane, or P. What do I put in place of "or"? This little disjunction sign. Everybody see that? That's all there is to it. If you got your notes handy, it's a pretty simple process. 14. The stock market goes up. U. Nevertheless, my stocks stay down. D. What goes in here for nevertheless? And. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Oh, good. We're doing some capital L logic that makes sense. All right. Let's try 16. I will not drive to New York. Not D. However, what? I will go by train or by plane. You figured out what I'm going to do? What's going to be between not D? However, I'm going to do this or this. You see why I put those in parentheses? And what do I put for or? Little V, because the upside down V stands for and. What do I do for however? And. Everybody follow that? So now we know how to translate from English sentences to symbolic language. In problems 17 through 20, let P be Robin can type. and Q. What's Q? Robin takes shorthand. Number 18 says, Robin can type, but Robin does not take shorthand. Now, how am I going to say does not take shorthand? Robin can type, but Robin does not take shorthand. Robin can type is P. Agreed? But is what? And Robin does not take shorthand would be squiggly Q. Everybody follow that? Squiggly Q. Good. Number 20. It is not the case. Watch how I do this. It is not the case. Put that tilde out in front. It is not the case. And what goes in the parentheses? Robin can type. What would that be? P. And what else? Robin can take shorthand. Q. It is not the case that Robin can type and Robin can take shorthand. Now, based on what I just had you put in your notes, what is that equal to? Not P or not Q. Now, read that statement right there in words. What's not P say? P says Robin can type. Not P would be Robin cannot type or Robin cannot take shorthand. Do you see where that's equivalent to saying it's not the case that she can type and take shorthand? Good. Then we're ready to move on down to problems 21 to 25. P, what's P? Ricky loves Lucy. And Q, what's Q? Lucy loves Ricky. 22. Now that's the symbolic language, and they want me to give a verbal translation. What would I write for this right here? It is not the case that what?
Ricky loves Lucy.
That Ricky loves Lucy. What's this symbol? Or, isn't it? Or Lucy loves Ricky. It is not the case that Ricky loves Lucy or Lucy loves Ricky. So now they're giving you symbolic language and asking you to write it out in a verbal translation of each of those statements. Number 24. What does 24 say? Not P and not Q. So how would that be in words? Ricky does not love Lucy. And, everybody see that? And what's the second thing you write? And Lucy does not love Ricky. Everybody see how we're doing that? What do you think? You got this down? Then we move on to another process. See why you have to have these notes available? There's just so much stuff thrown at you all at once. In problems 26 to 31, write the negation of each sentence. Write the negation. It is a long time before the end of the term. How would you negate that? It is not a long time before the end of the term. Everybody see that? So, 28 says, the number 10 is a round number. How would you negate that? Say it out loud. The number 10 is not a round number. I can't believe we sat here and lied to each other. You see how that's going to mess with your head? That when you're doing logic, you're evaluating these statements in terms of what we're learning here, and you're not making judgments about the truth of the statement. But if a statement's true, what would the negation be? If 10 is a round number, then to negate it, 10 is not a round number, would be a false statement. You follow me? That's where you get into the practical use of this stuff. So when somebody says in a lecture, all scholars agree, what if I found one scholar who didn't agree? Then I've just proven his statement to be false. And where can you go in the world where all scholars agree on anything? So that's some of the practical use for this stuff, if you're looking for it. Number 30, your cat is not a Siamese. How would you negate that? Your cat is a Siamese. Determine whether the statements P and Q are negations of each other. 32. What does 32 say? Sally is very tall. Isn't that what it says? That's P. How would you negate that? Not P would be what?
She's not tall.
Sally is not very tall. Everybody agree? What's Q? What does Q say? Sally is very short. What would not Q be? Sally is not very short. Now, look what it's asking. Are P and Q negations of each other? Are P and Q negations of each other?
Yes.
What's the negation of P? What's negation of P? Sally's not very tall. So to say Sally is not very tall, is that the same as saying Sally is very short?
Yeah.
Are there only two categories in life, tall and short? No. So if there's some in between, then those are not negations, are they? The negation of Sally is very tall is Sally is not very tall. Sally is very tall. Sally is very short. Sally is medium height. You follow me? I have some other categories that I could come up with. So these two are not mutually exclusive. In other words, I suppose you'd say if Sally's very tall, then she wouldn't be very short, but they don't negate each other. Okay, so for 32, are these negations? No. And that's why I wrote the negation out here, because for Q to be the negation of P, Q would have to equal not P. And it doesn't. 34. All whole numbers are even. All whole numbers are even. What would be the negation of that? All whole numbers are not even. Agreed? What's Q? At least one whole number is not even. No. All whole numbers are even. How would I negate that?
You just make one of them.
What did we say in our notes? How do I negate all?
Some.
Oh, man. Some whole numbers are not even. What does Q say?
At least one.
At least one. Whole number is not even. So would at least one whole number is not even and some whole numbers are not even be synonymous? You go, I don't know. I thought I knew, and now we're doing capital L logic, I'm not sure. What do you think? Yes. Q negates P. And P negates Q. Because if I say at least one whole number is not even, and then you say all whole numbers are, to say some are not, to negate it, is to say all are. Okay. Let's move it up to 35 to 49. 36. Give the negation of each statement. Some women are teachers. How would you negate that? If you say some, how do you negate some? How do you negate some? Look at your notes.
We could do with all or none, right?
Yeah, you could say no women are teachers. You could say no women are teachers. Or you could say all women are not teachers. You follow that? So keep your notes handy. You're going to need them when you're working through these. Number 40. Nobody does not like Sarah Lee. Oh boy. You throw all these negatives in there. What's another way of saying nobody does not like Sarah Lee? Everybody likes Sarah Lee. So if I said everybody likes Sarah Lee, how would I negate that? Some people do not like Sarah Lee. So to say No, what did it say? Nobody does not like Sarah Lee. To negate that, I say somebody does not like Sarah Lee. Okay? Number 42. Some men earn less than $5 an hour. Some men earn less than $5 an hour. What else does it say? And some men earn more than $50 an hour. You got that? I've written down what it says here. Now, how do I negate that? How do I negate and? Where do you have that there? You have it there somewhere? How do you negate and? P and Q. How do I negate that? Is equivalent to not P or not Q. Everybody follow that? You're just following the rules that you have there. Because I'm supposed to negate this statement. So how would I, now, there's two ways to do it again. You could say it is not the case that some men earn $5 an hour and some men earn over 50. You follow that? Or you could say some men do not earn $5 an hour, or some men do not earn more than $50 an hour. So you have two ways you could say it. Number 44. Didn't ask for that. Number 44. Nothing is certain but death and taxes. Nothing is certain but death and taxes. What? Death and taxes? How would I finish that? Are the only things that are certain? Is that what it's saying? That death and taxes are the only things that are certain?
Yeah.
So how would I negate that?
Some other things are certain too.
It is not the case that death and tax, that nothing is certain but death and taxes is one way to do it. But what else would it be? Not death or not taxes. And how would I say? Not death. Death is not certain, or taxes are not certain. Do you follow me? Okay. So Number 46. Do one more of these. No one can sue us under this coverage. How do you negate no one? Someone can sue us. What did it say? Under this coverage. Okay? Sometimes I take letters to show the details of what they're saying so I can focus on the construction. Kind of like a little similar to what you do in English class when you're diagramming and outlining and trying to identify the significant parts of a sentence. Okay. Let's look at number, let's see, 50. The statement, not all people are awkward, is directly transformed into the statement that some people are not awkward, by which one of the following logical equivalences. Which statement, A, B, or C, or D, changes not all people are awkward to some people are not awkward? Some people are not awkward. Which one of those A, B, C, or D matches the rules that you have written on your card? C. Everybody follow that one? So you look at your card, you look at the examples. That's what you'll do on the test too. You'll look at the choices, you look at your card, and you say, C, that's the one that matches. Because if you stop and say, I don't need this card, I'm a logical person, small l logic, I'll just think it through and answer it based on what makes sense to me. What will happen?
Fail.
You'll check it wrong. You'll check it wrong. I know. It's such an insult to me keep telling you how wrong you are. Say, I thought you were my friend. I'm trying to help you learn to be more objective about the way you think about stuff. And if it humbles you a little bit, then so be it. Let God humble you. If it frustrates you a little bit, ask God for wisdom. If it makes you mad, just say, TS. This stuff is stupid. TSS. Okay, 52. Write the statement in problems 52 to 55 in symbolic form. You are legally married. Move this up there. 52. You are legally married. That's M. See how they give you the letters for it? Or divorced. What's or? One of those? Or D. And you're currently enrolled. So I put down you're married or divorced and E, currently enrolled. See why I put those in parentheses? Because we're looking at those as kind of one condition. You're married or divorced and you're enrolled. And probably if you want to make this a true statement, you would go, no, if you're going to be all-inclusive, you're either married or divorced or single or engaged or in a relationship. Where do we quit adding to it? But see, you're not looking at the truth of it all. You're looking at constructing logical statements. 54. You must be a U.S. citizen, C, or an eligible non-citizen, N, and what? be enrolled as a degree-seeking student. And E, a citizen or a non-citizen and enrolled as a degree-seeking student. That's what it means to put it in symbolic language. Okay. Stop when you get to 57, so let's do number 56. Let P be today is Friday. So P, move this up a little bit. P is today is Friday. Q is what?
Tomorrow is Saturday.
Tomorrow is Saturday. Write the negation. Negate. Negate P and Q. What would that be? What?
Today is not Friday.
Not P. How do I negate this? Look at your notes. How do I negate that? That's equivalent to what? Everybody agree from your notes? So now, how do you put this in words? Today is not Friday, or tomorrow is not Saturday. Everybody follow that? You see how I put up the construction, then I negate the construction, then I look at the construction and go back to what's the given P and Q and fill in the words. Let's do B. Now, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to negate that, right? So to negate that, what would it equal? Not P, and then what happens to this? Or, then what happens to negate this? What's the negation of not Q? Q. Everybody follow what I did? I took what they gave me, put it in parentheses, put the tilde out in front, negated it, and that's equivalent to not P or Q. Does everyone see where these two are equivalent? So now, how would you put that in words? Today is not Friday, or today is Saturday. See, don't think about what you're saying. I mean, don't think about the truth of it or what it means. Just do the math, do the logic. Let's do one more, C, and then you'll do 57 on your own. P or Q. And I'm supposed to negate that. So what's the negation of P or Q? Look at your notes. What is it? Not P, and then what? And not Q. Isn't that what your notes tell you? You go, yeah, that's the note that I put TS by. And you see, if it appears to be stupid to you, it's not going to stay in your head. But that's capital L logic. The church that a whole lot of intellectual people go to every Sunday. And guess what? Some of the basic tenets of their belief system is? One of the basic tenets of their belief system is? There is no God. So don't be surprised if studying capital L logic gets a little stupid once in a while. Because the people who go to that church have some pretty stupid ideas about stuff. Okay. Stop when you get to 57. And if you have some questions about this assignment, I'll be around between now until chapel starts to answer them. I'll be here tomorrow during chapel time. to help people who need some help. And Wednesday after class, we'll look at the exam for those who want to look at it.